Hello, people. How's it going? My hair is just not cooperating with the rest of my life. Anyway, this is gonna be a little personal. This is going to be a little bit personal and a little bit not. What does the church mean to the average Christian? Really, seriously, I want to know because my church history with the church has been, well, Martin Luther had his problems with the Catholic Church. I have my problems with the entire concept. Sometimes, except for the one I'm going through. I'm not in a good mood today, people, and I'm not going to redo this video. I don't care. Right now, I do not care. I'm annoyed. I mean, what does the church mean to the church? To Christians in general. I mean, it's treated like a social club half the time. It's treated like a community center half the time. It's treated more like a job most of the time. I mean, I've worked for two of them. Okay? I've worked for two of them. One evangelical and one Baptist. I'll never do it again. And it does matter the size of the church. Don't get me wrong. The size of the church is, to me, one of the biggest problems the church has. I mean, I'm not in a good mood. I was in a good mood. I was in a fairly decent mood until I started overthinking things. Once I started overthinking things, just thinking things begin to annoy me. So don't take this personal, okay? Don't take this personally because I don't mean it personal. I really don't. I try very hard to not make anything personal when I get like this. But what does the church mean anymore? I mean, I'm not rewriting this. I'm not redoing this over. This is a video that's going to be posted. Whether it looks good or not, I don't care. I want more out of my church life. Well, I wanted more out of my church life from the other two churches I work for. However, if you're an employee, you don't get to be treated the same way. This idea that we're all one in Christ goes right out the door. Want to make friends? Don't try to do it at big churches or even medium-sized churches. Go to small ones. You know? Sorry. I'm not in a good mood. I really don't want to be in a bad mood. I'm generally not in a bad mood. Just something annoyed me today. Something annoys me today. It's sticking in my biblical crawl for a while. See, I like the church I'm going through now. It's small, and there are no egos I have to deal with. It amazes me about people who scream about, oh, I'm saved by grace, I'm saved by grace. Well, that's fine. You're planning on doing anything else. Oh, no. That's works. I might have to do something. Like being a friend. Like, I don't know what the Bible says about with each other and for each other. No. I don't have to do anything. I'm saved by grace. That means I don't have to do anything. Because that is the attitude it seems to me sometimes I'm encountering. And I'm very, very, very frustrated by what I perceive is what's destroying the church in general. And that is a lack of actually understanding what the church is all about. I really, really do. I mean, I've been told we're not here to make friends. Really? You want to be a missionary? Good luck with that. You're not supposed to have expectations of Christian behavior in a church, let alone if you work for one. Really? You mean I can do whatever I want and not have to tell you before? Oh, no. You work for us. Therefore, you must be as biblical as possible while we be as hypocritical as possible. I know I keep saying it, but I'm not ridiculous. Um, I have. I think partly what it is the anniversary of when I became a Christian in the first place is coming up. It should be February 13th. That would be 45 years ago. It's been a very long up and down ride of trying to be part of the church and walking away from the church. Martin Luther has nothing on me when it comes to how I feel about the church. I'm probably about the same. Me and Martin Luther are probably about the same. Except I might be a little angry. I mean, 45 years of trying. You know what frustrates me too, though? I mean, I'm saying all this stuff at the same time. I like the church I'm going to. I try very hard not to love this wonderful place. And it is a nice place. It's small. I'm going to keep saying it. It's small. And I think the problem with most churches is they get so big, they forget that they're supposed to be there as a church and not as a community center, or as a youth group center, or a community center, or a social club. A fellowship hall, yes. Or social. I think what it is the anniversary that's coming up. I think that's what's getting to me. I think that's really beginning to bug me. 45 years. And February 13th, 1980, on Okinawa, Japan, at Okinawa Christian School, I became a Christian and became it. That's another problem. I mean, that's when I began on my studying of theology, studying of cults, studying of creation science, creation evolution debates, you name it, I'd studied it. I wanted to know more and more about it. I went out of my way to understand why I believe what I believe and everything else. Two people. I can see. You can say something, people. I can answer questions. I'm not afraid to answer questions. This is not a video I really want to post, but I'm going to because you're gonna. This is me angry. This is me mad. This is me pissed off. And I really do think it's because the anniversary is coming up, and I think it's just eating at me, and I don't want it to eat at me. Because where I'm going now, we're coming. Finally, I come. John Lovell, Jesus Christ, Jesus and the Captain, fantastic, all over the place. Really faith, magic, and medicine. Jesus and the Captain, fantastic, J.D. Vance. Holy One all over the place. Really faith, magic, medicine. I can answer this question. I don't think I need to capitalize that. Misspell holy. That's pretty good, dude. You misspell holy. Big thumbs, David. I'm glad you're laughing. Holy water is in this call. And as I have not as much faith in all. Oh, and I don't. I don't have faith in all. I lean a certain direction, yeah, but that doesn't mean. Let me put it this way. I've always tried to say this. I don't think conservatism makes a good political philosophy. A good personal philosophy. I think as a personal philosophy, it's fine. It should be personal. It should be an individual choice. How politically speaking, conservatism really doesn't work. Government's natural inclination is to grow and doesn't know how to be small. Conservatism it might work in the Italian city states. It's kind of the idea. What is the deal on Mormons? Well, if you want the blunt answer, it's a cult. Mormonism is a cult. Plain and simple. It's a different gospel. Even the Apostle Paul in Galatians says, look, if an angel comes to you and gives you another different version, another gospel, he curse them. They are not of God. I mean, they don't believe that Jesus was God. They believe he was a God. In fact, they believe he was Adam, or no, God. Let me rephrase this. It's been a while since I've read my Mormonism here. If I remember correctly, Adam became God. I'm paraphrasing. That's basically what it is. And they also do lie. Ancient aliens, it is true. They do think that there are planets out there that they will inhabit. Mormonism is interesting. I've read the book. I've read the Book of Mormon. Nice and plagiarized. Even the people who read it back then say, John Smith, you plagiarized most of the Old Testament. Same question as last time. I've been in a Mormon temple. It's very shiny. Lots of glass, lots of mirrors. Looks very nice. It looks lived in as a sterile hospital. It was interesting. I mean, if you like your cults where you have to work for your salvation, which you don't. In biblical Christianity, you don't work for your salvation. Plain and simple, you don't. Mormons are trying to earn their salvation. Their God is not the same God of the Bible. It's just not. Mormonism, Jesus, if I remember correctly, because sometimes I get Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormonisms and their doctrines mixed up, because in a lot of ways they're kind of similar. And if I remember correctly, Mormonism and Jesus and the devil are brothers. And one had a plan to save mankind, and the other side didn't. Also, they don't believe Jesus resurrected physically. They don't believe in the physical resurrection, as I said. They really have to work for it. What the book of Galatians is all about. It says, we're still asking about the Mormons. I should do a video just on the Mormons. Just some research to make sure I'm getting my facts correct. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. Jesus came back as a gunfight in the old fighter in the Old West. Well, that would be an interesting. Jesus came back as a gunfighter in the Old West. Are we talking about Mormonism, or are we talking about a very badly made movie like Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter, which is an actual movie, man? Where'd you get the idea that Jesus came back as a gunfighter? That would be interesting to read now. I will read anything, people. I will read anything. I will study almost anything. I've read the Quran. I will read everything. I think the only thing I've never read is the Satanic Bible. I just can't bring myself to do that. But anyway, any other questions? Or Jesus came back as a gunfighter? Actually, that would be kind of funny. Oh, what kind of gun would he use, though? 6-shooter? Would it be like John Wayne and use a rifle, not a pistol? It'd be a Gatling gun. You know why the guy invented the Gatling gun? Because he thought it would be more humane. Yeah, I don't think that's what happened. But anyway. Any other questions, my friend? Mr. Lovell? I'd ask you if you're related to the other Lovell, but I won't. You know, the guy who landed on the moon? John Lovell? Yeah, John Lovell. Apollo 13. Excellent. Should have won Best Picture and not Braveheart. Braveheart is so historically bad, it's not even funny. But anyway. Any other questions? Mr. Jesus came back as a gunfighter? You can't offend me, dude. I've heard it all. I've heard worse things asked to me, believe me. Well, I know you're still there. I am the warrior poet. Okay then. Now I know you are. I think I didn't subscribe to your channel, by the way. Poetry is fun. I just got done ordering a book of poetry by Robert Burns. I do like Robert Burns. He's kind of cool. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. I like that one. figure out and post stuff. Pretty cool. Let's see, L'Oreal. He has a YouTube channel. Oh, okay. He has YouTube. He has a YouTube channel. Who? You or talking about somebody else? I'm the warrior poet. Oh, you mean Robert Burns has a YouTube channel? It's pretty good for a guy who's been dead for 200 years. But, you know, I like his poetry. When I went to Century College here in the land of the frozen north, we were, I think, an British English class about English literature. That was a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had the same name. Oh, okay. Cool. Sorry, my last name has nobody famous. Though me and Hedrick Ibsen, the playwright, do have the same birthday, March 20th. Same year, of course. You know, this chair has got to be replaced. I would eat my sandwich, but I don't want to be rude. We have the same name. Cool. Any other questions or comments? Because I am going to post this. I'm not going to post this because this is why I do this YouTube stuff. I like conversations with people. I like to discuss things, serious things and non-serious things. I was having a bad day until you logged on and cheered me up a little bit. Thank you. Well, that's what they are. Oh, excuse me. And I'm still trying to fix the sound. I'm sorry. I know the sound is. I can't figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. Hopefully, because we must be understanding each other a little bit. You are responding. So what is your height? So you're the warrior poet, huh? I am the warrior poet. Sounds like a movie title. It's a guy in armor with a sword in his hand saying, I am the warrior poet. Hear me more. How accurate is the Bible? Well, if you ask me, I am a King James guy. So I should tell you pretty much where I stand. And yes, I do get in trouble when I say that. The problem is I don't trust Bibles with footnotes in it. I wouldn't let anybody trust the Bible with a footnote in it because most of the footnotes pretty much tell people what not to believe and why they shouldn't believe it, even though scholars put the footnotes there that they don't believe the Bible in the first place. So yes, I think the King James Bible is the most accurate version out there. I know this bothers people when I say that, but sorry, I've done my research. I've read books. I've listened to. I've compared. I know the history. I also know the history of the King James was fraught with problems. Remember, we are dealing with human, fallible people. Do you think that Jesus is the King of the universe? Or he is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords? And he was God in flesh. So yes, I think Jesus is the King of the universe. I also think he was the Jewish Messiah too. Oh yeah, I mean, well, yes, I do. I think he's going to return in the rapture. Well, the rapture, tribulation, and then the second coming, the 1,000-year reign. Are you a fundamental Baptist? I believe in the fundamentals of the Bible. You have to define what you mean by fundamentals, though. See, the problem is most people run away from the word because they can't explain what they mean by fundamental. There are aspects of the Bible that are fundamental. The Bible is full of symbolism, direct knowledge, history. The problem is that fundamentalists get accused of being fundamental about everything. Instead of saying, wait, let me explain what I mean by this. Let me show you where I believe it's literal and where I believe it's symbolic. Am I a Baptist? I used to get in trouble when I would tell people, no, I'm not a Baptist, I'm a Christian. I would get in trouble. This was inside churches. They would get mad at me because I refused to give myself a label. I am a Jewish Christian. That is what I am. The problem with Baptists, at least my personal experience, is that they do have a tendency to like to do this a lot. Just, just so much better than the other person. And it's like, ew, self-righteous much? Are you? Okay, self-righteous. I believe in the fundamentals of what the different doctrines are. Fundamentalists, there are five basic things with fundamentalism. Believe in the resurrection. I'm trying to use my memory. Resurrection. Do you favor the First Amendment? Is there separation of church and state, which is where this is going? The rate government is corrupting religion, and the way religion is just bending over backwards in this country, which it is. It is up to a point. Because I've run into way too many, or Baptists, whatever you want to call them, who just seem to think that politics is just as important as the Bible, or at least just as important as just being good Christians. Believe me, I get in trouble on both sides. I mostly get it on the right side. They do not like it when I tell them that politics has got to stay out of religion. Stop putting it in there. They get mad at me, boy, as if somehow I have committed the ultimate sin or some kind. See, personally, I maintain that the cause of a church's problems is politics. It's one thing to carry your faith into politics, to be honest and to be a good person and so on and so forth. But when politics becomes a little more important than your faith, politics has a tendency to say your ego is more important than being humble. I've said this and I've said this before. Politics is for people who want their egos straight. The gospel is for people who want to be humble. I get in trouble, and you'd be surprised how many people, not on the left, but on the right, who get mad at me. Because, well, politics is important. We should put it in. Yeah, no. Because you're making it more important than the very thing you're supposed to be doing. The First Amendment is the contradiction of the First Commandment. So it is the First Amendment. It's pretty bad, but I gotta look it up. I like to be thorough in my evaluations. Let's see. First Amendment. I shall have no other gods before me. That's my point. Politics has become a god. And this is even with well-meaning people. With well-meaning, a lot of these people who get mad at me because I will not put politics into my faith get very mad at me because I keep saying you're turning it into a god. You're making the mistake of making it just as important. You're literally making politics your faith. That's my problem with politics in religion, or the other way around. Are you in favor of the First Amendment? Nobody asked me that, did you? How are you in? Are you in favor of the First Amendment? No? Oh, you retracted it. Okay. You need to read, David. You need to read that. Anyway, so I get in trouble. You'd be surprised how many people just really get mad at me because I don't want to put politics and religion in the same basket. I don't think they should be anywhere near each other, particularly in this day and age. Politics just corrupts everything it touches. I keep saying, why can't we just be decent to each other? Why can't we argue? What's the same one? I appreciate these questions, by the way. I do like them. Hopefully, I'm answering well enough that I'm making myself clear, and I apologize if I don't. Yes, I know. I am a half English, so I gotta drink my tea. Anyway, are you? Are you not? Any other questions? But I don't have a problem with politics per se. I just understand that modern politics wants to politicize everything. And it destroys people's faith. Progressive Christians don't really believe in Jesus. They don't believe in the Bible. They like to quote it, parts of it. Their Jesus wouldn't I'll put it this way. Their Jesus wouldn't have gotten very far if he had come 2,000 years ago. Does the sun go around the earth like Jesus taught? Or did Jesus think it was going around the earth? Does the sun go around the earth like Jesus thought? Let's see. Why am I typing it just like that? Where does it say that Jesus thought the sun went around the earth? Because I've never read where he said the sun goes around the earth. Now, if you can show me or tell me where, I will look it up and check it out. What? Was Jesus a flat earther? No, Jesus was not a flat earther, and neither were the ancient Romans, neither were the ancient Greeks. The Greeks figured out the earth was round a long time ago. I forget what his name was. He was a Greek fellow, figured out the earth. Most people figured out the earth was round long before the Middle Ages or the Renaissance. It's a myth, really, that they really thought the earth was flat. Now, it is true that Aristotle, Alexander's teacher, thought it was. So Alexander realized the earth is not going around, it won't end. So if the sky is solid like Jesus thought, the thing is solid. Where is that written in the Bible that he thought it was solid? So is the sky solid like Jesus thought? You have to tell me where he thought that. I can't answer it unless I can read it. You have not read the Bible. Yes, I have. Well, then you can tell me where these things are and I can read them. Well, if you thought it, where is it? I have a Bible, I can read it here right now. I'm pretty sure I have. Waiting. I'm going to end this at 30 minutes. I try not to make these videos too long. Let me know where you think Jesus thought the earth was not solid, or the sky was solid. Well, technically it is. So if the sky's solid like Jesus thought, I would be curious where you get this idea from. Is it Gnostic? Is that Gnostic literature you're referring to? Well, the Gnostics are something else. That's a very interesting philosophy. I'm waiting. You're not ready though. So is the sky solid like this? Trying to figure out where that would be. Well, where is it then? Well, I'm how good my hair is. Refusing to cooperate with the rest of my head. You're not telling me or showing me where it is? Okay, well, the biblical cosmology of the firmament. Well, the firmament is just the sky. Well, the firmament is just the atmosphere. Not exactly sure how that would be. That would be solid. I was talking about the firmament before or after the flood. Before the flood, the earth was like a greenhouse. I mean, there was a firmament. There was a layer. The earth was a very different place before the flood. Very fascinating place. You should read the Book of Enoch. That's kind of cool. I do enjoy the Book of Enoch. I don't agree with a lot of it, but it is an interesting book to read. It's got all kinds of interesting stuff. Ancient aliens love the Book of Enoch, even if they have to slightly, change what it says to fit there. All right, well, I'm going to close this because it's 30 minutes and I'm not sure anyone's really going to watch it this long. We can continue this conversation some other time if you want. Maybe I'll write something about, I'll do something on the permanent and the I don't know, does the sun stand still? Right. So with no floating petting zoo. It was a nice petting zoo, it was huge. You mean the ark that was 450 feet long was built? Yeah. The mass slaughter. Well, why was there a flood? God says, well, all humanity has corrupted itself. The problem is that we humans kind of don't understand it because we don't like it. Well, if God is the creator, he created all these creatures, created everything. It is kind of his prerogative and his right to do whatever he wants. Now, as humans, we don't like that. I'm not even sure I like it, but I'm not the one who makes the rules. I mean, it is kind of, I'm thinking, he wiped out an entire planet he made. Is that fair? Well, God tried to find at least one person. He only found one, Noah. I like the flying pennies in this one. I like that. That would have kind of been cool, though, on the ark. All those animals. That would be cool, though. That would have been cool. The floating ark. I'll have to use that in the story one of these days. Floating pennies. I like that. Of course, you have to assume. I mean, of course, humanity had help in the corruption of the law. Read the Book of Enoch, because even though it may not be completely 100% historically accurate or biblically accurate or anything else accurate, it does kind of give you the idea of what went wrong with humanity. I mean, something went wrong. I think even God said, I'm not going to do this ever again, because he said, okay, I'm not going to flood the earth again. This is an extreme punishment. We humans don't like it. We don't understand it. Could not good. What? Could not good. Well, you're laughing, but I'm not sure I don't understand what the could not good means. But that's okay. I'm enjoying this conversation, John. I do. I enjoy conversations. Wish I had been better prepared. So maybe next time I'll be better prepared. Though I would recommend reading the Book of Enoch. I should show you the edition you should get, because this edition has all three versions of the book. It talks about some of the mythologies, the story of the well, first woman was not Eve, but Lilith, which is mythology and folklore and not accurate. Which is Lilith, if you read it, you realize this is the first vampire. Because she knows what vampires do. So Lilith is Jewish mythology, but it's interesting. I would read it though. I cannot. Any girl angels. Oh, I hope so. I hope they have red hair. I love redheads. They better have red hair. Never at least one angel with red hair, or I'm leaving. I don't know. I don't know why there wouldn't be. I don't see why there wouldn't be any angels and female angels. I mean, the job would still be the same. It only names three angels, and there were probably millions of them. It was Gabriel, Michael, and Lucifer. Those are the only angels mentioned. That's true. It doesn't mean there weren't any female angels around bossing them around. I think it would be interesting, though. I think it'd be interesting if there were female angels. Why not? The Bible has only a little bit. Were there any girl angels? I don't know. Well, as I'm not up there, and I've yet to be visited by anything with long red hair, telling me to go rescue Franz from the English, but I am English, so I wouldn't be doing that. But anyway, it'd be interesting if I did know. Why are women in the Bible the ones who are barren and not men? I mean, why are men having sex and impregnating the women. Well, how do you know that's not what's happening? How do you know that just because the man has sex with her, just because she's barren doesn't mean he doesn't have something to do with it? God could be cutting off both sides. Snip, snip on both sides. I'm sure if I look long enough, I could probably find a man who's barren. I would have to look long enough. Why would I want to barren and not men? Why when? Why when God was a woman, a man was himself? We like the story of Hannah and Samuel because that's what she asked for. And Elizabeth, they just wanted a kid, so they got John the Baptist. I'm sure there are a lot of people, a lot of stories in the Bible where women came out when they wanted a girl. You have to look for them. Sometimes you just have to look. Why, when God opens the womb, a man always comes out? Well, I would have to check. But I'm pretty sure, considering there are women who were born, women did come out. Pretty sure. Redheads. Why? We're almost at 36 minutes. It's a long video. I'm enjoying it. Let me up here. I have to look that up. An interesting question. I should do a research and see where we're. Oh, I don't know. Why did God tell the priest how to perform work on the women? Oh, you mean the dust in the temple and they're trying to test whether she's lying or not? See, I think the idea was that the woman would take it if you're innocent, proving she has nothing to hide. And the woman who's guilty is going to hem and haw and say, no, I don't want to do this. That's just my opinion. Well, I know what you meant. I mean, I know of the verse. I know of the, I couldn't think where it is right now. I think it was a test. I don't think it was meant to abort anything or anybody for this matter. I think it was a test to see how the woman would react. Because it is an interesting, bizarre way to test honesty. I give you that. It is a strange. Are you a shaman? Am I a shapeshifter? No, I look like this all the time. Am I a shaman? Shamanism is interesting. No, I'm not a shaman. I'm sorry. Why do you ask? Am I morphing on screen? Any? Are you a shaman? I like a lot of your questions. They're funny. Could you be wrong? Well, let's see. Last time I checked, I'm a human being. Yeah, any human being can be wrong. I don't try to maintain that I'm always right, but I try to be honest in what I think. I try to be fair. I try to be sure that I know what I'm talking about. I don't claim to be all knowing and all powerful, but you don't want me to be all knowing and all powerful. Like my ego is big enough as it is, me being a god would not be a good thing. But I always assume that I'm wrong up to a point until I'm 100% certain that I'm not. By doing study, by doing my research, by thinking about it. Have you ever demonstrated the God? I don't think I understand the question. Have you ever demonstrated God? I don't understand the question. I've never claimed to be God. I wouldn't want to be a God. Mormons think they'll become gods. That is one of the beliefs of Mormonism is that you will become a god. You don't want me to be a god. Hey, you think that Zeus had a temper? You think Zeus had problems? No. You make only assertions. Okay, Smith, Samus. Make sure how to say your last name, Smith. Samus? Or Seamus? Sounds like an Irish name. You only make assertions. No, I ask questions. I ask questions. I make statements to make other people think, make myself think. I like questioning my own beliefs. I think people should always question their own beliefs. If you can't, if you are afraid to question your own beliefs, you can't defend them because you don't know what you believe. I mean, I can thank you, Smith. Thank you. It's okay. I mean, I can, thank you. Are you predicting the things that you do not know? You mean am I making it up as I go along? I will tell you if I'm making it up as I go along. I don't have a reason to make up stuff. If I remember something correctly, I will repeat it. If I don't remember something correctly, I will tell you. I'm 60. I'll be 62 in March. I don't have my memory is probably not as quick out as much as it used to be. But I try to be honest. I don't try to make up things. Making up things is not going to help people understand. Lying to people and making stuff up. You have faith. Yes. I also struggle with my faith. That's partly what I'm going through a lot of late, because I'm struggling with my faith. See, I don't understand people who claim they don't struggle. Never trust anybody who says they've never struggled with their faith. They're lying. Normal, rational, intelligent, normal human being with faults is going to struggle with their faith. Oh, that was another question. So this question is going to drive me crazy. But no, I question what I believe because I want to understand it. I want to believe it. I want to be able to defend it. I want to be able to practice apologetics. I mean, I've met way too many people. So do you think faith is a dishonest? Do you think that faith is a dishonest position? It can be. It can be if the person cannot defend what they believe. They simply say, "I believe in Jesus," and you ask them why, and they say, "But I believe in Jesus." That's not answering. That's not answering the question. That is dishonest position. That's just saying what you believe, not why. Is pathway faith is faith a pathway to truth? Yeah, of course it is. Just be careful that the truth you find you actually want to hear. But yeah, I think faith is I think faith is very important. It's got to be a pathway. You're trying to find truth. You're trying to find hope. You're trying to find something to believe in beyond yourself, or a truth beyond that you didn't understand. I don't know. Is faith a yes? Let's see. Sorry. I know it's a bad habit, but I'm waiting for an important text. And this ain't it. That's okay. Yeah, I know. Like, I've said it before. But I've met people who act as if they just say, "I believe in Jesus." That explains everything. It explains nothing. It really doesn't explain anything. It's just what you believe. It doesn't tell a person why you believe it. Does faith always work? You want my honest answer? I wonder sometimes. As I've said, in the last few, well, I'm going to say years anyway, but that's the honest answer, is that I have been struggling with my faith, whether it does work or not. I mean, I used to work for two churches. I've worked for two of them. They drove me crazy. They were big churches too. I will never work for one again. I've gone to church. I've been to church. I go to church, but it's a small one, a very small one. I like that. I like that. And does faith always work? I think a person who doesn't struggle with his faith isn't very honest with himself. Let's see. Is faith a pathway to truth? How can Jesus be one yet separate from the Father? The Trinity. The Trinity. Well, my answer has always been, well, if God wants to represent himself in this fashion, who am I to tell him no? Is that an answer? No, of course not. It's not an answer. We as humans, we don't feel it's an answer. It's a cop out. We want to say that's a cop out. Why can't you tell us what that means? Well, you're just going to have faith that it means something. Because even it baffles me. And I think anybody who's honest with themselves will say it baffles me. I don't understand this Trinity thing. Let's see. I gotta catch up with all my other questions I'm getting here. Jesus a three-headed God? No, this is not the Indian mythology. Will Jesus will Jesus tackle the earth? Are you asking is he coming? Well, first there's the rapture. Yes, I know the word is not in the Bible, but the doctrine is. Then comes the 7-year tribulation. The second coming is when he attacks the earth. Will what? God. Now, in the mythology, there's a god with three, but they're three separate gods. They're literally three separate gods with separate agendas. The Trinity has one agenda. I mean, Hindu mythology is interesting, though. Very interesting. That's gracious. How long have you been talking? Talking a long time there, John. And I'm enjoying it. Which religion is true? Well, Christianity. Biblical Christianity. The problem is very simple. Christians have forgotten what that means, and it is splintered in every different direction. Catholicism is not Christianity. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's just not. Which really is true. Jesus is the branch, like coming from a plant. Okay. Could I be wrong about the religion part? Humanly speaking, yes. Now here comes back the faith part. And faith, I don't believe I am. I've done my. I guess the only way to really put it is I've studied the other ones. I've studied Buddhism. I've even tried to practice Zen Buddhism a long time ago. I mean, I've done my research on different religions, and I've done my research on different cults, and I've done my research on a lot of things. Christianity, and when I say Christianity, I really should say Jewish Christianity, because being a Jew, and that is what it is, whether the church likes it or not. I believe it's true. I don't so much believe it. I also, my own personal life, I see it as true. I see that prayer is true. Am I 100% sure? Yes. I am 100% sure that what I am struggling with is the truth. I don't think struggling with the truth is a bad thing. I think it's a good, healthy thing to be struggling to be sure, to be certain, to be able to defend, to be able to stand and tell people why you believe what you believe. I've run into way too many Christians who really will tell me, well, why do you believe Jesus is this, that, and the other? Well, I just believe he's the Messiah. I just believe he's the Savior. He's my Savior. And I think, well, that's not answering the question. All plants have unique DNA. Cutting and the original plant have the same DNA yet are separate. Well, yeah. Lord's Day Ministry. Hello. Oh yeah. The Gentiles were grafted into the tree by Christ. A lot of people are getting it. First time actually. I'm enjoying this. Hopefully I'm not boring anybody. What was it? Oh, can I be wrong? I'm 100% sure. Yes. Look, I don't deny it. I struggle at times. But I also know it to be true because it's just, there's something that draws you that's outside of oneself. It's like a calling. It's not a voice I hear in my head. I'm not Joan of Arc. It's faith is, I think faith grows when it's challenged, and questioning is challenging it. Question. One of my biggest problems I have with a lot of church-related people is they're terrified of being questioned about anything. I met them, and it's sad how a simple question will send them screaming away because they're terrified of the question. Why? I'm not afraid to have my faith challenged. Question it. It's the only way I'm going to help this person or you understand why I believe what I believe. It helps me defend it better, or maybe want to seek more information to explain it better. Am I being heard okay? I mean, I know how the volume isn't very good on this thing. This computer is pretty old. This computer is about 10 years old. So it might be part of the problem. I think there are people home. There's some more. Our roommates are home. Luckily, I put on my sign, do not disturb. I'm making a video. Anyway, can I be wrong? I'm human, but I don't believe I am. I just don't. Too much is writing on it. I put a lot of work and effort into studying and researching and even writing on my blog site about some of this stuff. And even my YouTube channel. Uh, all of a sudden, my chat thing has gone quiet. Oh, there we go. Are you scared of father? Well, he's not my father. And he's a created being, despite the fact he may think he's not. The thing is, Lucifer was one of the highest angels before the fall. I mean, Lucifer really means light bearer, and Satan means accuser. Are you scared of Satan? I have respect for for a very powerful angelic being who can make my life miserable, but he can't touch my soul. He can try, but he can't touch my soul. My tea is getting cold. And I live in some my sandwiches. You know what? Is the name you see that is the name you see that I use is really mine? Is your real name John Lovell? And that's what it says. The name I use, that is my actual name. I never understood why people use aliases. Even on my blog site, when I'm writing my stories and other odds and ends, I use my name, T.A. Sigler. And I use the initials, but still me. Is the name you see that you see is mine? I'm going to assume it's really yours. If you're using an alias, that's okay. We don't always have to use our real names. Almost coming up to an hour. No, actually, started talking to me about 39 minutes ago, maybe something around there. I'm thirsty. Stare at my wall. Greatest root beer ever. Sparks root beer. So we want to end this now. Oh, are you sure that my no, you already did. Not Lisa. Well, pretty sure it's not. However, if it is, you are very polite, sir. Don Giovanni. Do you have faith? You keep asking me that question. Yes. No, that is a question he would constantly ask me, testing me to see if I actually mean what I say. Smart guy. Mephistopheles. Is he also a supervillain in the Marvel universe? Also, when it comes to the trade, I feel Jesus is God and God is in Jesus. But the man is Well, well, Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit are one. The Trinity is one of those subjects that really you have to tread lightly. Only because you don't want to say the wrong thing and mislead people, which I don't want to do. That's why I'm reading this several times. I'll get back to you, John, I promise. Honestly, when it comes to these Trinity trilogies, God is in Jesus. Would that be saying that Jesus is a created being? Because then that would be heresy. That was what Arius was trying to do in the 300s, which is why we had the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. Because he was saying that Jesus and God were not the same. That God created Jesus. Um, let's see. I read that one. Adam and Eve have the same DNA. Well, no, if God's a creative creature, a creative being, creative person, he would have put DNA. Probably would have put a lot into that DNA. I don't know. So that's a good question. Would they have the same DNA? I would say yes, but that's my guess. I would say yes. Um, do we all have the same DNA? Do we have the same DNA as our parents? Do you think that John is just a bot? You already asked this. Um, could be a bot. He also could be a person trying to trick me. He did claim to be Mesopheles. Mesopheles would try to trick me. Even if it is a bot, I'm enjoying this. I mean, I'm going to have to quit though in about 3 minutes because this is an hour. I think John is a bot. No, I think John. All if he is this, then I'm having a conversation with a computer. Let's see. Do you think that John is just a bot? Jesus says there is no man or woman in him. Well, that would make me think he's a bot. That's the kind of question a bot would ask. God is spirit. Yes, he is. That's what the Bible says. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit. I am an agent of the Dark Lord. Okay, Darth Vader. Well, if you're an agent of the Dark Lord, you are a very polite agent. I highly appreciate all your questions. I'm enjoying this very much. Am I AI? Well, only one of us knows for sure. Only one of us really cares. Because I'm enjoying this. Besides, I am going to have to end this in about a minute and a half. We can talk again later, Mr. John, the AI, the Mesopheles. Let's see. Am I AI? Am I a robot? Do you have faith? Actually, the funny thing is, do you have faith question is actually what I've been asking myself a lot lately. Faith in what? Now, you're talking to the AI. Or as a minister, you're talking to an AI. Or a bot. Or HAL 9000 from 2001 Space Odyssey. Faith in what, John? Well, gentlemen, we're coming down to the few seconds left of the hour I have been on. I will try to make another video, probably just an hour. That was fun. Whether it was a bot or not, it doesn't bother me. It gave me a chance to talk, gave me a chance to clarify what I believe. Pretending to know things in one space expression is another one. I might explain your sentence structure. Come on, and God bless there, Smith. Hope to see you some other time on the old YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Well, you're welcome, Smith. It was quite fun. Quite fun. Okay, I'm going to cut out now because it has been an hour. I do want to do something besides this. Have a good day, sirs, Mr. Smith, Mr. Bott, and anyone else who I missed. Oh, and the Water State Ministry. Don't forget them. I'm waiting for 1 hour. It was fun, and I appreciate it, gentlemen. Stay away from the trusting children. You talking about the dark-eyed children? Yes, I've studied that too. Stay away from the trusting children. Dark-eyed children. Yes, I know all about that. I study everything. I don't remember it all, but I study it. Well, people, I will see you later. I'm out of here. I have something else. See you later. Thanks for watching. Behave yourselves, people, because you know I'm not going to. And